Hello and welcome back to Game Gear TV. I'm Doug, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Sennheiser Game 1 headset. If you're unfamiliar with this headset, it was first released about 5 years ago and cost $250. Sennheiser is well known in the professional and enthusiast audio market, but is still less known in the gaming community. I wanted to do a review of the Game 1 because despite it being a bit older now, it's still a great headset and is much more affordable now, about $136 for the black version at the time of this video, making it one of, if not the best sounding wired headset in its price range. A couple of years ago, Sennheiser did a refresh of the game series by including a second cable with a single 3.5mm pole for console use. Sennheiser has since released a successor to the game series with its GSP 500 and 600s, which cost about $100 more. The Game 1 has open back acoustics and has a fairly no-frills classic look to it. It's almost all black, but has touches of vibrant red metal accents and white Sennheiser logos. The construction is almost completely plastic, but it does not feel cheap or flimsy. The ear cups pivot on the frame and have a small amount of swivel, but they cannot be laid flat. The microphone is on a non-detachable boom arm and is a lift-to-mute design. The cushions are soft, but are not the thickest I've seen. They are covered in a nice soft velvet material which stays fairly cool even after being worn a long time. The only other thing on the headset itself is a volume dial on the right ear cup. This headset really is simplicity at its finest. The headset comes with two different braided cables, one with a split connection for PC with separate headphone and microphone inputs, and the other is a single input for console controllers with 3.5mm jacks. The packaging is also to the point with a no-frills design. All that comes in the box is the headset and the two cables. The Game 1 is fairly comfortable, though at times I have noticed a little pressure on the top of my head from the top headband after long play sessions. Thanks to the open back design, there's a good amount of airflow which helps to keep your ears cool. The velvet material on the ear cushions is also very soft and is comfortable on my skin, and it doesn't get very warm. There's quite a bit of size adjustment for those with larger heads, and the oval-shaped ear cups themselves are quite roomy too. Like most other aspects of this headset, it gets the job done in the comfort department without any extra flair. Let's talk about the sound. Sennheiser is an audio company first, and as such, the sound from the Game 1 is very good. Sennheiser says the frequency range of the Game 1 is about 15 Hz to 28,000 Hz, which gives it a nice bit of cushion on either end of the human hearing spectrum. Sennheiser markets this headset to have natural and accurate sound. Translated, this means that it's tuned to be neutral and balanced in its signature and not overly hyped in any frequency. What this results in is crisp, clear sound with good separation between the frequencies and brings the signature closer to what the content creator intended. On the flip side of this, they are not necessarily the most fun sounding headset and are a little light on the bass and aren't going to blow you away with rumbling explosions. They can also be a little piercing on S's too, which I've mostly noticed in voice chat as opposed to game or music content. One of the advantages of an open back design is it allows for a wider feeling soundstage which can help immerse you in the content you're listening to more. It also allows you to hear other external sounds around you such as doors opening or someone trying to talk to you. One of the downsides of this is the sound coming from them can be clearly heard by those around you, and those external sounds can break your immersion depending on how much is going on around you. Boom, headshot. The Game 1 does not have any extra sound profiles built in, and there's no equalization software included, or 7.1 virtual surround sound. Sennheiser does sell a series of external amplifiers for PC, which do include different audio presets, 7.1 surround sound, and other features. Unfortunately, I don't have one to test, so I can't speak to how good they are, but from what I've been told, they are pretty good. At this point though, the GSX 1000 and GSX 1200 amps from Sennheiser cost more than the Game 1s themselves, at about $205 and $250 respectively. However, the Game 1 does not need an amp to sound good, and they produce a respectable volume even when plugged directly into an Xbox controller. As far as amps for consoles go, I've tested this headset with both Astro's Mixamp Pro TR and Turtle Beach's new Super Amp, and between the two I do prefer Astro's. You get better overall volume out of the Mixamp, but both of those amps pretty well destroy the microphone quality of this headset. The Mixamp makes the microphone sound very unnatural, and your noise gate options are pretty much non-existent. It's going to pick up everything, or it's going to be too strong and it's going to make your voice choppy. The Dolby surround sound on the Mixamp is also hollow and tinny sounding, and is another drawback. The Super Amp just doesn't really do anything positive for the headset. It limits its overall volume, and it makes the microphone sound really quiet. Another option for a console amp is Turtle Beach's tactical audio controller, but I personally don't have one and haven't tested it. Now for a microphone test. The microphone is really quite nice, and sounds crisp and clear, and fairly natural in its reproduction. Sennheiser touts the microphone as noise cancelling, and overall I think it does a pretty good job of cancelling out the ambient noise in the room around me. Apparently though, I'm a heavy breather in multiplayer chat, and the microphone doesn't always do the best job about filtering out my breathing. So generally speaking, I will use an inexpensive windsock to help alleviate this. One nuisance with the microphone, and really my biggest disappointment in the headset overall, is the combination of the microphone and the open back design in party chat, particularly in open chats such as Xbox Live, or if you just have your microphone open on PC. What happens is when your teammates talk, their voices will leak out of the open back design, and the microphone will pick it back up, creating an echo in the chat, which is annoying. Now this issue is exclusive to talking on an open channel such as Xbox Live Party Chat and won't be a problem if you're on PC using push to talk. It can also be alleviated somewhat by turning the volume down a little bit so that your teammates' voices aren't quite as loud coming out. As I said before, there's no bundled EQ software with the Game 1, so if you're using this headset on console, pretty much what you get is what you get, unless you want to use one of the limited options for external amplifiers. On PC, you can use various software solutions, sound cards, and external amps to tune the sound how you like, and if you want, get some virtual surround sound. Fortunately, if you're a console gamer, or you just don't want to deal with third-party software or amplifiers, the Game 1 sounds really good out of the box. All in all, at the going $136, the Game 1 is a winner, and I highly recommend it. It's an elegant-looking, no-frills, audio-first headset. It is more at home on the PC, but it does work very well on consoles too. If you're worried about the sound leakage from the open back design, either in general or for party chat purposes, you can also look at the Game 1's closed back cousin, the Game 0. That wraps up this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Game series and what you'd like to see next on the channel. Next week, I'm going to be doing a review of Lucid Sound's new LS35X for Xbox One, so be sure to come back and check that out. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.